Hey, Gualtanesik, Panolti, good morning. Buenos dias, everybody here on Turtle Island, this continent, Shachilankan, planet Earth, Father Sky. The time has come for us to share the prophecy. The one way we're going to change the name of the school, home of the colonist, or colonist knows no spirit, is by educating our Chicano, Chicana, Mexican American, Mexica students, and even the ones that call themselves Hispanic or Latino. It's going to be this book right here. There. This book shares on chapter 1, written by Tommy Orange. We both went to the Institute of American Arts, IAIA, Native American Art School in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I graduated there a couple of years ago. In the first chapter, mentions the colonists here in Orange County, California, traditional lands of the Gabileños or Tongva or Tongvar or Quiche, and Virginia Carmelo, tribal councilwoman, wrote a letter to the tribal nation, Tongva, Gabrieleño, Tongva, Quiche Nation, wrote a letter to get rid of the name of the colonists at Anaheim High School. And the first chapter, what I really enjoy is them mentioning this, so the kids will start learning this. Some kids are starting to read stuff like this. But the first chapter is going to be this. Let me show you, share some knowledge. We cannot have the name of the colonists. Horrible name for a school. It's 1621. Colonists arrived Massasoit, the chief of the Wampanoag, to a feast after recent land deal. Chief Massasoit came with 90 of his men. That meal is why we still eat meal together in November. Celebrate it as a nation, but that won't be Thanksgiving meal. It was a land deal meal. 2 years later, there was another similar meal meant to symbolize internal friendship. 200 Indians dropped dead. Did you hear that? Man, very sad. 200 nativos cayeron al suelo muertos. Just translating. Los colonistas los mataron. Man, it's crazy. Okay, let me continue on here. Similar to the one that to symbolize internal friendship. Okay, so after that, I read this. But that one wasn't a Thanksgiving meal. You know, you guys celebrate Thanksgiving Day. We call it Thanksgiving Day. In Alcatraz, California, American Indians took over many tribes, nations, sovereign, federally, state-recognized tribes, and other indigenous peoples took over, including the Chicanos. Chicanas also were part of that, and the Chicas. And now it's a big thing. And Mayans, Purépechas, and Hopis, and Dakotas, Okayawinga, Pueblo people, Seminole. Look what's going on now in Alcatraz, Alligator Alcatraz too. Crazy. So it says here, 200 Indians dropped dead that night from an unknown poison. By the time Massasoit and Metacomet became chief, there were no Indian pilgrim meals being eaten together. Metacomet, also known as King Philip, was forced to sign a peace treaty to give up all Indian guns. That's the mascot, see? It reminds me of the old Anaheim colonist mascot, which was a pilgrim or a conquistador, still European, right? With guns, a white man with guns. Tell like it is. No disrespect to nobody, but it's kicking facts. 3 of his men were hanged. His brother Wamasuta was let's say very likely poisoned after being summoned and sized by the Plymouth court, all of which led to the first official Indian War. The first war with Indians, King Philip's War. 3 years later, the war. 3 years later, 3 of his men were hanged. Okay, his brother Masasu Karela being summoned and cited by the Plymouth court, all of which led to the first official Indian War. The first war with Indians, King Philip's War. 3 years later, the war was over and Metacomet was on the run. He was caught by Benjamin Church, the captain of the very first American Rangers, and an Indian by the name of John Alderman. Metacomet was beheaded and dismembered. Quartered, they tied his four body sections to nearby trees for the birds to pluck. Horrible. They tied him up from his ankles. It's messed up. Alderman was given Metacomet's hand, which he kept in a jar of rum and for years took around with him. Charged people to see it. Metacomet's head was sold to Plymouth Colony for 30 shillings. Wow, the colony. Just like the Anaheim Colony, we got to get rid of that name too. I mean, they have Little Arabia right there. You go drive on the 91 freeway, it says exit Little Arabia, and the 5, I believe, too. Well, why not have District Little Mexica or Mexicana or Chicana or Mexicana, something, native or something, tribal native, I don't know, something. Decolonize the colony. Sign the petition, by the way, guys. Decolonize the colony. Decolonizar la colonia. Decolonize your grass, too. Let's get rid of the grass completely, almost all. We can keep some grass because there's no water in California, and hopefully the federally recognized tribes can take over the waters here in California, just like they did in parts of Colorado, mostly all Colorado. Let's see, to finish this off. Man, I just can't believe it. It just reminded me of how they tied Cuauhtemoc. Cuauhtemoc was captured August 13th. He was the last Tlatoani, the last quote-unquote chief. Oh, by the way, they're changing the name of the Fullerton Indians at Fullerton High School. Good. We're not Indians. We're not from India. And by 2026. We're in the year 2025, year Cali. This is Mazatec Patability. And the Comanche Warriors, I was speaking to my uncle. He's Comanche. He's got a federally recognized tribal card. He also said that they sued the Orange Unified High School District to get rid of the Comanche Warriors from in Anaheim Hills, right there off the 91 freeway. And also what's coming down, as I heard those two. And then the colonists is going to come down too. Been going to the Anaheim Unified High School District Board here in Orange County, California. Tradition of the land of the Tangwa. And by the way, Ahachiman, borderline of the Tangwa and Ahachiman, is actually Laguna Beach by Aliso Creek. That's the borderline of the two tribes. I don't like to say border because native people, we never had a word for border and wall. Just like Totonautams from Arizona, Sonora, they never had one. Or Kumiais from Tijuana is actually Tijuana. That's a Kumiai word. What's up? It's my Auca people over there. Hauka. But here in Tango we say me hijan, means good morning, buenos días, or Nahuatl Panolti, but in Tango Gabrieleño, me hijan. Okay, let's see a little bit of history. Teaching the American history. You gotta live it too. Let's see, not study it. That's just extra. Let me see. Okay, so it says Alderman was given Metacomet's hand, which he kept in a jar. That's fucked up. They cut off his hand. Metacomet's head was a colony Plymouth colony for their 30 shillings. They're going one for an Indian head at a time. Damn. The going rate for an Indian hand at the time. Just what happened here in Temecula or Irvine, Black Star Canyon, Black Star Mountain. That's Cañada de los Indios with the Hispanic conquistador colonists, settlers called it. But it's that's actually Puhu, the original name. And let's change the name of the. I believe there's a petition to change the name of Santa Ana Mountains to Puhu Mountains or one of those. There's 3 different names to identify these Black Star Canyon, Black Star Mountain as well. And there's also a nice video out there that informs you that some Dene brothers came from the reservation of, I think, Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado. And they came in and gave a presentation on YouTube. That's beautiful. Okay, so the head was put on a spike. Disgusting. Very disgusting. carried through the streets of Plymouth, to display at Plymouth Fort for the new 25 years. That is fuck, man. In 1637, anywhere from 4 to 700 peacock gathered for their annual green corn dance. Colonists, 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 just like at the high school where I graduated from, where we graduated from. So this video is also for the Anaheim Aluminum Association, that you study your history. Don't be ignorant and don't be racist, because when you're ignorant, racism comes, you know, especially to the treasure. Come on, let's get it on. Let's get it on. Colonists surrounded their village, set it on fire, and shot any peacock who tried to escape. The next day, the Massachusetts Bay Colony had a feast in celebration, and the governor declared it a day of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving like these happen everywhere, whenever there were what we were to call, quote, successful massacres. At one such celebration in Manhattan, people were said to have celebrated by kicking the head of peacock people through the streets like soccer balls. It's messed up. So the white settler colonists, Europeans, would cut off our great grandfathers' heads, great uncles, and did it to our grandmas and our aunties, our tias and tios. That's a Nahua word too. Tio and tia, it's not Spanish, by the way. And the word taco is also a Nahua word. And chichi also means dog in Nahua. Doesn't mean what you guys think. With all due respect. So now let's finish. The first move by the native person, and the first no written in California. Anyways, this is in 1854. Anyways, but this is very important. Please read this book. There. It's very important. Very important. You guys gotta get educated. Tommy Orange, thank you for what you do. You mentioned the Chicano lingo in there, and in the barrios of Oakland, California, Northern California. Oh yeah, RemoveTheBows.org. Also sign that petition. RemoveTheBows.org. It's these bells on Anaheim Boulevard. If you go to Vermont and Anaheim Boulevard, right by Ted's Burgers, there's the White House Steak Italian House. There's a bell. So when we were protesting on the Anaheim Boulevard and Center Street, right where the Starbucks is at, right by City Hall, there's also a bell there. There's another bell on South, in the middle of the street, on Anaheim Boulevard on South Street, right in the middle. So when I started protesting, oh wait, there's one more right there before La Palma by the new Jaguar, Mexica, Mayan, beautiful mural, like that one song by Rage Against the Machine. This goes out to the people of the sun, coming back around again on the one. Maya, Mexica, your history, spirit of Cuauhtemoc, Lavan and Tim. Shout out to Rage Against the Machine, Zach De La Rocha, his father that started Chicano movement in East LA, and the mother that taught or teaches political science at UCI. Anyway, that's about it, guys. Peace. Sign the petition to colonize the colony. And RemoveTheBows.org. It's time. Home of the Jaguars. Jaguars are coming back, no matter what borders they put on us. No matter if ICE tries to act like colonists. They haven't yet, because they haven't shot at us or killed us, but the ICE is acting like colonists.